Michael Hussey.
Michael Hussey, Maysville, and I have been sworn in.
Okay, thank you.
Let's start down there at the.
Right here, please. Like everybody else. Thank
Those
you.
are the groups, the individuals go down there.
I'm right here, thank you. $1 billion. It took one word. That's all it took for our officials, and they had a revenue-gasm. They were told to roll over and play possum. The company will provide your marching orders and your cue cards. NDA, no discernible accountability. Once signed, the officials essentially represented the company.
That's right.
The officials were told to shelve their curiosity and their critical thinking. Pay someone else so you can legally play possum. 400 badge-in jobs. As soon as I heard badge-in, it's like ding dong. Count on about 50, even though we hear this whole range. Most will be in Oregon, Washington, Texas, California, and India. Maybe once a year, they'll come in for a meeting and swipe their badge in. So you get 400 badge in. You see how important this project is, and I think all of our officials should be excited and honored to consider this proposal. All of the associated property should be given values of December 31st, 2020. Now, for any officials, their family, and their business associates, if it's directly impacted or adjacent to this, they are allowed to get twice that 2020 value. Anything above that goes into a bond to help protect the community. If they happen to have bought the property after December 31st of 2020, they get half of what they paid for because it's deceased. I really enjoyed the presentations by all the officials because it really helped assuage a lot of my concerns. About 6 months too late, and the secrecy turned into deceit, in my opinion. These are my opinions. Now, 90% of what our officials said is in the cloud. If only half of that comes to fruition, I would be excited. Now, if our officials want to take a look at the two previous, Janet and Hank, I think, take a serious look at those, that addresses almost everything that really should be addressed. Now, our representatives, we expect them to be legal, moral, and ethical. Well, apparently the new gold standard is if it's not illegal, forget the moral and ethical. Forget legal, just isn't illegal. In 1989, Harriet Cartmel, former mayor, said she had a problem with courthouse people. Once they get in the courthouse, they feel like they're there to stay.
3 minutes, Mr. Hussey. Final thoughts, please.
Dennis Redmond, talking of Harriet Cartmel's honor and ethics, he further said, "Isn't that refreshing?" Well, the secrecy has not been refreshing. I would love the data center. Refresh us, please. Be honest. Thank you.
Bill Marshall.
Can I just talk from here? I'm Bill Marshall. I have been sworn. I live in the county. My name is Bill Marshall, and I live at 6083 Key Pike, Maysville, Kentucky. I want to talk about Mason County's future and how we can write rules to help shape it. Until recently, Mason County is a place that built, adapted, and worked hard for our future. But since the 1990s, our population, income, and employment have all declined while the cost of supporting our public services continue to rise. We can't keep longing for the past while ignoring today's opportunities. Our future relies on zoning rules that precede responsible growth rather than aim to block change, I'm sorry. Instead of balancing progress with protection, this draft amendment piles on restrictions, costs, contradictions that make it nearly impossible for Mason County to attract new opportunities. A data center is not a quarry, a paper mill, a chemical plant, or a trucking terminal. It's quiet, enclosed facility that produces little noise, no odor, and very little traffic. Yet the draft imposes much stricter setbacks and standards in the data centers than on other industries. That's not good planning. That's a policy designed to exclude. For example, although the draft says emissions can't be perceptible beyond the property line, it also requires a 4-foot berm in every buffer. If nothing can be seen, heard, or smelled beyond the fence, what exactly is the berm protecting? It's added cost with no measurable benefit. Another section demands that third-party inspectors, even though Kentucky law already requires certified public inspectors for every new electrical and plumbing system. That's duplication that adds cost without adding safety. When you consider that these aspects, the inflated setbacks, the redundant inspections, and the unnecessary mandates, a pattern emerges. These aren't protections, they're obstructions. They serve a few people whose off-farm income allows them to see land as scenery rather than as someone's livelihood. Meanwhile, their rules make it harder for the neighbors who depend on the land to adapt and move forward. Mason County was built by people who faced change and turned it into progress. We can do it again with zoning that's fair, consistent, and open for opportunity. Let's protect our neighbors without punishing our future and write rules that welcome responsible growth rather than drive it away. Thank you.
Teresa Stick.
It's gonna pass.
Julie Burton.
Yes. Mason County, live on Neptune Road. Ewing address, Mason County, Neptune Road, 6103. Okay. Basically just want to say that I know a lot of people in the room, I have family members in the room, I have friends in the room, I have Facebook friends in the room, and I don't have anything against anybody. I just want to say that this is something that has got to be more open, and the public in general needs to be able to understand it. And when I look up things, it's like megawatts versus gigawatts. I mean, who knows that? You know, as far as the general public. Nobody really. I know a lot of you do because you're experts, but we're not. So it just has to be put in layman's terms is all I'm asking. And I just want to say that I love living in Mason County, and I want us to do what's best for our community. Thank you.
Commissioners, we got 3 more people on the front page, and then I will call the done. Okay, Leanne Natalie.
Yes. Where they're supposed to be.
Use the format.
You been sworn in?
I have. Luann Mattingly, 201 Edgemont Road.
Ms. Mattingly, check the mic and see if it hasn't gone on standby. If not, I've got one that you can hold.
Okay. Well, I probably need not to hold it. Oh, wait.
Yeah, it's working.
That's on. I was going to play that for 2 minutes. That's 60 decibels. In the thing I read in the paper where you all had between 55 decibels and 60 decibels, that's what these people that are living close by the data center are going to have to listen to. I think it's very loud to have to listen to this all the time, 24/7, 365 days. It was also brought out that there's a 3-mile radius that it will go out. So we in Maysville, Kentucky, in the city are going to hear that also. So I really encourage you, 40 decibels, go and listen to 60 decibels again. It's loud, you all. Inside the data centers, it's between 80 and 96 decibels. So can you imagine workers being in there and listening to that? Jerry McGovern, you can look him up. He's an expert on the impact of digital technology and the environment. Having 1 year your home is like having a lawnmower in your living room 24/7. On-site generators have intake and exhaust fans, which are 55 to 85 decibels typically. Even more noticeable in rural areas. At nighttime, the loudness increases, buzzing, low-pitched roar. Under techtarget.com, headaches, anxiety due to lack of sleep and stress, cardiovascular risk due to lack of sleep and stress. HBR.org, diesel generators, Tier 2, they release large amounts of tiny air pollutants, nitrogen oxides, which are called silent killers. They penetrate deep in the lungs and link to asthma, lung cancer, and heart attacks. One last note, if it sounds too good to be true, it is. Thank you.
David Cardinal? Teresa? Steve? Pass, okay. Dean? Tom? Toller? No? Okay, that's the end of the list, first page. I think we'll pause for the night. Pick up tomorrow.
Right, so we need a motion to recess the public hearing. We need a motion to recess the public hearing. John? So moved. Okay. Let me describe the entire motion. We need a motion to recess the public hearing until 5:30 tomorrow evening, Wednesday, December 10th, here in the Field Auditorium at MCP.
Motion made, I'll second.
All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
We need to adjourn the meeting, guys.